Improv is more than just about being funny. It can help you to connect with others, take risks, and so much more. Durham Improv's Stephanie Herrera is here to tell us about her newly published book, The 10 Commandments of Improv. Stephanie, welcome to Daytime.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
I had so much fun. I took your course with the team at Rogers.
Yes, I'm so glad you guys got a chance to do that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Because it's something that you can't really explain to people. Like, what do you mean improv? You have to do it. You have to actually be involved in a class, and then you say, oh, I get it. I get the confidence boosting. I get coming off the top of your head and feeling confident about that everything you say is absolutely correct.
Well, one of the things you really taught is that you don't have to be funny.
No,
you just have to
I
be
can't help you if you're funny or not, I always say.
But the key is to be truthful.
Absolutely, because that's how you're connecting. It's unlike stand-up, where stand-up, we recognize that they have a lot of time to prepare their act ahead of time, so then it's very judgy, like, make us laugh, let's see what you can do. But in improv, everyone's very forgiving because they know you have nothing. So if you come from truth and just say the first thing that comes to your head, the chances are most of the people in the audience were thinking the same thing, and then they say, oh my God, now I'm connected to you. So that's completely different than stand-up that way.
Well, I want to talk about your incredible new book, The 10 Commandments of Improvising.
Yes.
Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
It's like a new baby, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, my little guy. And it was something that kind of came out of, because I teach so much and I have so many sort of my commandments, as I call them, and I do these air quotes because rules can be broken, and I talk about that with each of the commandments as well. But it's also something, because I do a lot of keynote addresses and hosting and things, and people always ask me, do you have a book? Like, no, not yet. So it was really a driving force. I'm like, that's it. I'm just going to sit down and write it. And luckily enough, my friend Colin Mockery did the foreword as well. I asked him if he would do that. So he wrote a very, very lovely and funny forward for my book as well.
So do you feel like the 10 Commandments of Improvising can actually help you with life, not just being on stage?
Absolutely. It's written for improvisers. There's exercises at the end to try. So, teachers, I wouldn't do it like grade school teachers, but high school teachers, because there might be a little language in there. But there's exercises at the end, so any improviser can use it. But my two editors, both are from absolutely no arts background whatsoever, and they both said, this is such an enjoyable read, and I feels like these are things that you can actually instill in your life and interpersonal skills in general. I said, thank you. That's exactly what I want to get across. Anybody can read this, and anyone would enjoy it for sure.
Well, speaking of your life in particular, you said you're friends with Colin Mockery,
yes.
And Colin Mockery's coming to do a show.
Yes,
Tell us
yes.
about that.
Okay, so that is our fundraiser, because I am the artistic director of Durham Improv. Now, it is now a Durham Improv Collective, Inc., so we are a not-for-profit, and this fundraiser, this is the third time Colin's actually come to Durham Region to perform with us, but this one is going to be a big fundraiser. Our proceeds are going to fund free improv programs for community living, which I've worked with a lot, and local abuse shelters. So the families, the women and their children of the local abuse shelters, is always been a passion of mine. If that wonderful phrase, if you won the lottery, would you go to work? I said, yeah, but I do it for free. So these are the things that I've always wanted to do. So by becoming a not-for-profit has enabled us to be able to get sponsors and granting and start going into that realm, that we can provide more of this for more people that it's not accessible to.
Well, you love what you do. When did you start doing improv?
Oh, like as a kid, I was like, look at me, look at me. I always say that. And I touch about it in my show that we're going to talk about too, is that it was sort of, I was, single mom, and she was working all the time and she was tired, and I just kind of came out like, it's the Stephanie show. Like, I just grew up watching Carol Burnett, for example, and going, well, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have my own show and have my friends surround me and support me, but it's going to be my show. So I always grew up with this sense of perform. But seriously, I guess it was probably in my 20s when it was sort of hunting for an agent and whatnot, but I've always been writing and performing in anything I can possibly get my hands on. People ask me, are you a fun mom? And I say, absolutely not. I'm very strict. I'm like any mom, clean your room, unpack your bags, do your homework kind of thing. But we do speak gibberish at the dinner table. I've got tons of costumes and stuff that were always in. They're in my videos, my online sort of email newsletters. I always do videos and I throw my kids in them and stuff. So they're actually
like literally. I know you. You
yes.
will probably throw.
There is one video when I'm like actually throwing them in the car to go back to school. It's my back to school video and stuff, and they're screaming.
So tell me about your show. How can people come to see you?
Yes. So this is great. Definitely the May 25th. I'm going to be on stage with Colin for that one. But I was just accepted into, and I don't think I gave this to you guys ahead of time. It's my one-woman show. Am I Pretty Now? A musical romp through plastic surgery. So it's all about my wonderful adventure. So that's at the Toronto Fringe, which is July 5th to 16th.
Am I pretty now? You're pretty now. Up next, we have youthful aging expert Wendy Vineyard. Speaking of pretty, stay with us. Oh, that's so